Hello and welcome to the One People Show. Hello and welcome everyone to this week's One People Roundtable. It's a very large table today. We have like 186 people sitting at the table today. So welcome, Dee. Welcome everybody that's here with us.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon.
I feel like I need to say, like this show, under the title, the One People Roundtable, has been running for 3 years, something, and it's evolved
massively.
People have come and gone, subjects have come and gone, and there's a chunk of you who, found us over the last 6 to 12 months because of the Mandela effect, and it's changing and evolving again, it feels. Because if you're on the same particular carnival ride that Dee and I are on, the stuff that we used to talk about predominantly, which was looking at the fuckery, so to speak, poking fun at it and unraveling it, disempowering it,
which Dee still does, on the sideline. That's like my hobby.
I still can't go there anymore, right? This particular carnival ride has taken me to the point where it's just completely irrelevant to me. And obviously over the last, since October, since Lulu showed up, that introduced a whole new subject matter of giving us a clearer picture of what it is we're actually wanting out of, and then more recently it's been the journey of doing so, and it feels like today, and I don't know what else we'll get into, but today.
But we're not going to stick with our absolute schedule of from 10:05 to 10:12. We're going to talk about this, and then
my unicorn ate my script.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll throw the script away.
No script ever. So we've had bullet points sometimes, but energetically, collectively, cosmically, whatever, it's big right now, and I don't think there's anybody that's not being touched by it in one way, shape or form. So kind of want to go over that a little bit.
The last 72 hours.
I mean, it's not unusual for us to get on here and go, wow, what a hell of a week.
Yeah.
It's usually a hell of a week. It's normally been a hell of a week geopolitically and out there.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a week for everyone in here. And again, we get to see patterns and themes and collective experiences. So we want to just talk a little bit about that, because if you're not in your own life surrounded by, or even have just one person you can talk to some of this stuff to, at least you can come in here and know that you're not alone, because we have maxed out at 200. Shit. Damn it.
I told you.
All right. I thought I was trying to save myself some money, but anyway. All right, it'll go back up to 300 next week. So, as we've talked about the last couple of weeks, do you want to say anything before we get into this, Dee?
No.
No,
because it's been a freaking insane week. So, like I said, the last 72 hours especially. So, yeah.
All right, talked over the last couple of weeks about this process that we seem to be going through. What we call the awakening, on the New Age movement calls the ascension and all that sort of stuff. I'm just calling it a process. And it does seem to be, all the evidence seems to show me at least, that it is a process that we go through in order up to a certain point. That's what I've discovered over the last 4 or 5 days. You just walk that line and you take one step in front of the other, and the theme is the same. Even though it can manifest for everybody a little bit differently, depending on what our baggage and our issues and our whatever it is. But we've talked about the waiting room, which seems to be a space you get into once you've gone through this process. And then the waiting room starts to morph and change as well. And Lulu said a while ago that you're in the space of no time. And it didn't really make sense. It really, really clicked for me on like Friday night or Saturday, maybe even Sunday, because, you know, there's no time.
Before, but just shortly before.
Yeah, just a little bit before. And it clicked because up until this point, up into this way, what we call in the waiting room, like I said, it was a process. And you know, you did step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and everybody did the same thing. But once we hit this space, there's no linear order anymore of what can be experienced. I'm experiencing things a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead of somebody else who's experiencing other things days or weeks ahead of me, and then I'll have that experience. And so it's all kind of over the place, but it seems to be based on where you are at, what you need to heal predominantly, and what you can take at any given moment. But so we've got people right now who are experiencing the tears, the pain, the grief. And if you are not somebody who has wanted to look at that stuff or has buried it and suppressed it, this is purge time on every level: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. We are purging and healing is all I can see the evidence of. And I know some of you are just crying from the depths of your being right now, and you can't stop, and you can't put a finger on it, and not really sure why.
Yeah, don't even know why. There's no, it's not like your grandmother died. It's not like your dog is sick. It's not like you've just lost your job. It's just all of a sudden overwhelming.
And these aren't even, I don't believe, even wounds from this lifetime. This is the deepest stuff that at our core. The big ones being abandonment, from being stuck or lost or trapped or whatever in this crazy place. Feeling lost, feeling guilty, and lack of trust. These are all things that seem to be coming up. So there's that group who are emotionally purging those deep, deep wounds. And we've been deliberately distracted from looking at these things and going there and having these healings and this purge for most of our lives. And we've distracted ourselves, because who wants to do this stuff? It hurts, right? But I don't think there's any stopping it now. It's part of the process.
You may have delayed it for a little while by trying to ignore it or bury it deeper, but sooner or later,
there was a couple of words that we used in the UU room this morning as people were describing it. Acclimatizing is a good one.
Acclimatizing is one of the best words, I thought.
Yep. And because, as I think I've described it on this show, you know, there's been this feeling for me that the construct is over here, right? And it's on the other side of a membrane, and it's blue, and it has a distinct energy. And then there's been this other membrane on this side, and something pink is on the other side of that, and it's got a distinctly different energy to the blue, and both of them feel distinctly different to where I am, the space that I'm in. And I think this space is a place to acclimatize to what's coming or to where we're going. I hate using the New Age term to raise your frequency, but in a way, it's kind of like that.
Maybe cleanse your frequencies?
Yes, it's probably better.
And that's kind of like the purging of, it's kind of, but like that you said, it's like the emotional, the physical, the mental, and the energetic even. And there is this period of no time that feels like that we're in right now. And you've called it the waiting room, right? Where there was a term that someone used last week that was just perfect for it too, and it's gone out of my head. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's kind of like we've exited this piece of the whatever experience, and now before the next piece comes in, it's like, okay, this is now, we got to kind of get rid of our baggage and acclimatize, kind of clean ourselves up, and then we can start moving forward.
Yeah.
In that time outside of time.
And I'll give an update on all the energetics as far as my experience goes in a minute, but we'll just keep going through what we're noticing people are experiencing. On a physical level, intestinal, throat mucus, and sinus seems to be the big one. Fluid dynamic. Is anybody else relating to this? Yep. Mucus machine. Yep. Okay.
The mucus machine, yeah. You should have heard me trying to sing the boys to sleep tonight.
Including coughing up black crap, black goo, right? That's even happening. Everything from that to just like the weird stuff. So there's that physical purge. Now, I remember going on the I think we've talked about this before, the mucus thing. That to me is not something that our bodies produce it at ridiculous amounts, and I don't think they're supposed to. And then Lilu came in and confirmed that, yeah, mucus kills you. It seems to hold codes, is one way of putting it. It's like mucus acts as this carrier for code that is messing with us. So there's that. Yeah, there's also skin eruptions and skin issues.
And I thought because of course if you're on Facebook, you'll see I posted we went to Carnival this weekend, so I had like the full face paint on, the whole bit, and my skin is so bad right now, and I was blaming the cheap ass Halloween makeup. Except there's several people who have all been saying the same thing. No. I'm like, it's like being in puberty again. And I'm saying my skin feels just terrible. And it's not just my face. I've got infections coming out of my skin everywhere. And they're clearing really, really fast. Like unbelievably fast. I've dealt with staph infections my whole life. These are really clearing fast, but they're coming up overnight. Like it's just like boom, and you go, where the hell did that come from? And then it's gone. So yeah, and that to me is that's a major cleansing. Whenever I feel that, I can feel that like your body is getting rid of the shit and it's just pushing it out.
Well, people in their 50s and older are breaking out in pimples like they were a teenager again.
Exactly. Yeah, the biggest organ of detoxification is the skin. And Rosemary's exactly right. Your skin is your secondary endocrine system, right? Highly attached to all your endocrine system. So it's really, really important. And I always take note of my skin and the condition of my skin, because I think it gives you an overall view of some of your health issues that you can have going on, right? But when I go through these phases, and I do go through phases where all of a sudden, and Lisa's known because she's had to listen to me bitching about this for fucking years, where all of a sudden I have these eruptions and they come out of nowhere. But yeah, these ones are different. It's vastly different because they're healing really fast. It's like it's there.
Well, law of cure is you heal from top to bottom and from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So the skin is always the last place. That's when that's why, like at the end of the measles or the chicken pox or whatever, the last thing to happen is the skin actually erupts with all the spots.
Yeah.
Body pushing it out. So detox baths help.
Yeah.
Distilled water, people. I know there's still controversy over it, but I swear by it. And what else are people experiencing? Then there's the more spiritual stuff. The more energetic. So we have got anything from people sensing, seeing, hearing other beings around them. Right? This is not uncommon, right? So if you think you're seeing ghosts or what, it's not. There are some people who know that they are family from home, and they communicate.
Lisa, give me just 1 second. I'm going to do a mute all, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this looks like there's quite a few of you in here who are experiencing that. People are getting touched, feel it, poked, touched.
Yep.
So that's one thing. Actually, the best. I'm trying to remember where I left off last week. So last week, I think, as I just said, membrane on either side, pink and blue. And there's twice a week I get together with the LMH members and we either talk and or do a doing, and it's been pretty amazing. So last Friday morning, woke up, I kind of felt like I'd shifted about 45 degrees in this space. Starting to fade, and it's to the right. And that's the other thing that's people are feeling too. It's like this, when you get what I've been calling anyway, the Mandela effect or timeline merging spins, when that happens, I fall to the left. I'm walking that way or I'm spinning that way to the left. But this is different. This is is a feeling of like I'm not sitting in my body straight. Like it's like a nudge, just keep moving this way. So Friday morning, I felt like I twisted about 45 degrees, and then we did the call, and we did a doing during the call, and in the process, I turned face on, and so now it feels like this space goes that way and that way. And then over the weekend, something else shifted, where it felt like I actually had a presence behind me, right behind me. And if I focused on something, if I had like set an intention or whatever, I felt this energy come from behind me, and I even heard it. It was like and it was if the energy just sort of funneled, or tunneled, projected to whatever my intention was. Anyone else getting something like that? And has anybody else found that their ability to manifest is just like,
Yep.
through the charts, off the charts?
Well, it's funny because we talked about, you just mentioned like people feeling they got touched, like being tapped, and there's no one there. And I had that happen on Saturday twice. Someone touched me on the shoulder, on the back. Another time was on my leg. And both times there's no one anywhere near me. No, and it was very much it's not your clothing just brushing your skin. It was like there was someone actually touched me. And there was quite a few people who have said they've had the same thing in the last week, where they've had this feeling of like either someone standing right there, or they've actually felt someone touch them. I just seem to have lost Lisa somehow. So it's really, really interesting, because when Lisa does the members call, I'm asleep. It's too late at night for me to stay up for. So 2 weeks in a row, they've done the members call on what would be Thursday night, Europe, North America, Friday morning in Australia. And I've woken up and been like, what the hell I was doing? What was going on? Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. I'm just going to check and make sure. No. Hold on, guys. I'm hitting the wrong button. Why am I having an issue? No, Lisa's there. She just had to mute out for a second. No, so, and I've woken up, and like I said, last week after it happened, first thing I did was message Lisa and go, what the hell is going on? What were you guys doing? This week, Lisa and I have not had a chance to talk all weekend. This morning was like the first time in like 5 days that we've had a chance to chat. And Lisa starts telling me about the doing that they did. And I'm sitting here going, okay, because I'm going to have to tell you now about the dreams that I had that night. And very, very interesting how they sync up.
Anastasia, what are you worried? What freaks you out? What are you wondering if it's negative energies? Yes, Doxy, I did see that.
The energy, the tapping. No, not when there's a bunch of people who are all experiencing it all within a time frame. And it's kind of like one of those things, like if it was some other time, some other place, and something came up and touched me on the shoulder, I might be a little like, but when taken into consideration of everything else that has been going on, especially in this last 72 hours, no, not at all. I certainly didn't get
have a feel into your space. Have a feel into where you are. And is there anything negative there?
Yeah.
Just feel into it, and not let your head, because if you're in the space that I'm talking about, there is nothing negative in there. There's no tech. There's no bad guys. There's nothing. It's really, really clean. And if there is, as you move through it, you're getting closer to something positive. Um, just have a feel into your own energetic space and trust what you're getting. And we've been so frigging programmed to believe in all this negative shit.
Yeah.
But it's hard to let that go and just trust. But that's one of our issues right now. That's one of the things that we need to let go of and start trusting ourselves first and foremost. It's just such a big one right now. Okay, the other thing is this energy sphere I've been feeling for a while, like the next energy wave that's coming, has been sitting over March for a while. And then over the weekend, it just did a whoop, and it was right next to me. I can't even see March anymore, and I know it's the 28th of February right now, and I can't see March because it's just sitting here. Can't see beyond it. And then last night, when I was talking to Dee and I felt into it, it actually felt like it's just starting to make contact. What was the other thing that... I mean, we've got this eclipse,
which was most visible from Antarctica. Apparently, if you were in Antarctica, you had the best view of the eclipse.
Now, there's multiple stories from multiple sources, which no one can seem to verify, from what I can gather.
Nope.
That there's a mass exodus from Antarctica right now.
Right. And I can't get any, I've gone tracking, I've gone looking, I cannot find anything other than anonymous person posting in a forum says that this is happening. So, yeah, I
mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, eclipses and these solar events
happened like once every 5-6 years.
And now every month there's half a dozen things going on. What?
Another eclipse. Oh, and this is like a something other kind of a lunar eclipse of a something or other in a Venus something this.
And then we were getting three things on one day
last year.
We got three things on one weekend or something, like the eclipse and the. I don't know, there was two other things that went with it.
Last August there was a, what did they call it? They called it a lunar transit, a lunar transit. There was an eclipse early in August. Then there was like the second week of August, there was like a lunar transit that NASA tried to brush off as just like, oh, well, they're very, very common. You know, we have them all the time. Hold on.
Lunar transit my ass.
But they passed it off as being, oh, it's so common. And yet this oh so common phenomena that happens 4 or 5 times a year, they say, I can only track 2 of them.
You've ever heard of it in your lifetime?
Yeah, well, I can only track 2 of them on their website. So you're saying these oh so common happen 4 or 5 times a year, yet you've only ever talked about it twice? Like 2004 and 2007? And then there's another, like, I'm sorry, but I remember being in public school, and when the eclipses were coming up, you were like, oh, and you do like a science project where you'd make the pinhole box so that you could, you know, stare at the pinhole and watch it happen, and then it would be cloudy that day, and you'd be just crushed because you knew you'd have to wait years before you'd have the opportunity to be able to experience it again. Whatever.
Also, 3.5 years ago, I have it from good sources, that the Dracos were told they had 3.5 years to bugger off, to sort their shit out or get out. Shit or get off the pot, basically.
Shit or get off the pot, yeah.
And then Facebook did its, this is what you posted, 3 years ago today.
Yep.
On the 20th, so the 2 days, yesterday. And I'm going to read it out because this is what I posted 3 years ago, 2014, yesterday. Where is it? I'd been getting messages that week from people on Facebook. And I shared them because they were cool. Now, were people at that point getting an intuitive psychic hit out of time, so to speak? We shall see. Here's what I wrote. A small sample of the messages I am receiving from Facebook friends in the last few days. First one. I had the oddest vision last night. I was thinking about the event and I had a vision of me talking to another person, and suddenly everything around us kind of blanked out and there was only the person and me on an old stage. I could see the wooden floor and the ropes and the curtains. Then a second later, everything was back in place. Apparently also it had happened to everybody else at the same time, like a simultaneous seeing the man behind the curtain moment, like realizing that you are on a holodeck and everything is an illusion. My impression was that everybody was freaked out. I wonder if that is what the event is. I hope not. I don't think people could take it. In the same week, from someone else. I'm also seeing a calendar of March, the squares of each day. In the March 4 space, I see an ocean. I'm interpreting this as an event of unity consciousness. That is, where everyone experiences themselves as one being having myriad experiences. I hope that you are interested in these visions. And the next one was, Lisa, this is so great, your new post today. Yesterday I was thinking about a vision I got. We'll share it with you. We were in a cave like Matrix, our world, and we started to peel back the walls to find a pristine paradise outside. And the more people saw, the more they ripped down the walls and the ceiling and demolished it and went running with so much love. It was awesome. And the peeny little men with curly hair on the outside that were controlling us were horrified and scared that we'd all woken up. It's the most beautiful feeling. So when you get little, and that was just 3 that I posted from Facebook. So they were all around this time 3 years ago. And Jaylene, are you here? Do you have footage you might be able to share? Is that what's going on? I'm getting private messages, putting you on the spot here. So if you are and you want to. Yeah, I started to listen to Sean Bond's interview with JP last night, but I must have fallen asleep. He's saying the opposite. Peter, what is he saying? Run from the dream? What do you mean? Jailing, I've just been told that you caught some really cool footage. Sean, Peter, you're going to have to explain it. I'm not following. Dragon, Jailing.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
I can.
Okay, terrific. So in the interview, he was saying that they are actually pulling people into these dreams, into this dream place, because they want to keep us there in an alternate reality.
Which dream place?
Well, there seems to be a lot of people having the same type of dream. They're either in an old street with nice oak trees or an old home. They all seem to be familiar places, but everyone's kind of freaked out in this place because they're there without consent. So he's saying, don't consent. Pray to whatever deity you believe in. not to allow consent. Bye-bye. I don't like talking too much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay, is this another one of those we're going to take credit for everything you're experiencing situations? Or is this this is the reality we're trying to create in order to keep this thing going, so we need your energy for that?
I don't know. See, here's the thing. I've had a few dreams this week. I've had a lot of dreams this week. Every night I've dreamt. And even if I don't clearly remember them, the one thing I've taken out of them is there have been times when I know my dreams have been externally controlled, if you will. And you spot them instantly because you know it's not you. Like, you know it's not you in the dream. It's like you're in someone else's dream. Do you know what I mean? The feeling that you're just not even there. You're witnessing someone else's dream. And there have been a few, and almost always it is the beginning of a dream that will feel like that. And then all of a sudden the dream will flip, and then it's my dream. It's like I've taken control, and that's what I said. The dream that I had Thursday night started off completely different, and it had very much a feel of something tampering or trying to tamper, and then it just flipped, and it wasn't that anymore. And I knew I was in my own dream space. I was seeing my own, being involved in it.
Okay, so then this is confusing to me. So I want to ask a question. For those who are absolutely positive they've gone through that membrane and they're in the waiting room space or the what's next space, have you had manipulated dreams like that? Because I can't feel any tech in here that could do that to you. So those dreams might be, if they are manipulated or inserted or whatever, maybe they're part of that last-ditch attempt to stop you from going through that veil. Because as you're getting into that veil, that membrane, it gets real. The attacks get full on. In dreams, people in your life turning on you, it can get really horrible just before you go through it. But once you're through it, there's nothing there that can do that. Okay, so there's a lot of no's there.
Yep. There's been a couple of funny comments too.
Thank you.
Did you almost spill your coffee?
It got put down on a not flat surface.
Ah, don't spill the coffee. Anything but the coffee. Come on.
Thank you.
My God, the chat. You guys type too fast. All of you type too fast.
Oh, Shannon, did I turn up for you in a dream too? I've been busy, apparently.
Yeah, apparently I was in someone's house this weekend. But it wasn't their house. It was like, she said, like I appeared in her dream, except that it was in her house, and yet it wasn't any house that she recognized, but she knew it was her house, and we were just sitting there having coffee and talking.
No. Okay, I can't keep up either.
No, we're gonna have to stop this because we're sitting here these huge long pauses because we're reading the chat.
This is
The
not
chat
us
is
reading
literally going like this. Like I've got the window expanded as much as I can possibly expand it. Yeah, how many people are waking up exhausted? I had that.
Oh, and they're not sleeping again. I'm back to that.
No, I'm sleeping.
Staying up all night.
I'm sleeping, but I was fine on the weekend. absolutely. I actually had a really, really great weekend. For me, the other side of it, I didn't go through all the grief that a lot of people did. I went through just it was a really light, happy, fun weekend. And it was very light. That's all can I say, like light, like just carefree, bubbly, really, really, considering the insanity of Saturday trying to get ready for Carnival when all shit could have gone completely insane. It actually kind of did. But it was a really, really good weekend. And I was wide awake, no problem. And then like today it hit and I'm exhausted. Like even now I'm on my third cup of coffee since 7 o'clock. Because
That's the other thing that is being experienced too. I had it as well, is that kind of goes nuclear in here, and the butterflies in the stomach, and it's this excited anticipation feeling that is just like overwhelming, and it comes in waves, and it's, oh my God, something very amazing is going to happen, and then it goes up, and then it comes up again.
Yep.
And then it goes.
Yep. I had that Saturday. I told you when Lisa and I talked today. So like I said, we had Carnival this weekend. So I had like manic day Saturday. We'd be at Carnival at 6 p.m. And I started hair and makeup at like 11, 12, around noon, right? So it was like go, go, go. And I was having these waves of exactly that, where it was like this, and in my chest, like your heart would just kind of like bursting out, and I was getting all light, and I kept feeling like I was vibrating. And I was saying to Lisa, I'm trying to do like face painting and makeup, and I swear it felt like my hand was doing this, and yet I'm looking at it and I'm drawing perfectly, completely, smoothly, steadily. I'm like, okay, so I'm only vibrating on the inside apparently, because my hands
vibrating
are very straight.
And someone I think may have just joined us. Yes, the digestive, intestinal, bowel.
Yep.
That stuff is big for everybody.
Yep.
I was woken up 3 times on Friday night, woken up with pain. Wasn't good. Jayleen.
Yes.
You there?
You ready?
I'm ready. Do you want to share screen and show us what you got?
Okay, can you see this all right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, this is the sunspot that was there yesterday.
This is a photo you took?
It's a video.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You took.
Over here is where we're going to see something fly in, and it's going to take this course right here. And once it gets over this way, it's going to be harder to see. So I'll hit the play. I did it in QuickTime so I could just do it frame by frame. So it's going to go up out of screen, but you'll see it coming across. And I'm zoomed in 2,000 millimeters. Okay, it's going to come back down. And here he is flying. Now the sunspot is huge. You can actually see, I can see the wings flapping, but he goes all the way across the face of the sun. You're going to start losing him when he gets into this lighter part. I'll try to keep my cursor under him. And I had no idea I caught this until I got it in the house, right? Kept the footage going longer. He's there. It's getting real hard to see in this later part, but he ends up over here.
I can't see anything. What's wrong with me?
It's really, really tiny because, Jayleen, because we're looking through your internet connection, it's very, very hard to see it. I was just able to finally track it with my eye, and it's very, very tiny, Lise. Really, really tiny.
Maybe
okay. I've got a really dirty screen too. That could be the
so do I. I was just looking at mine going, man, I should wash my screen before we started this.
Okay, can you play it again for me?
Yeah, let me go back to.
So I'm looking for something tiny.
Watch where her cursor goes.
Okay. Do you see this little dot here, right?
Yep.
Here? Okay. That's him. He's going to fly this direction, fly right underneath the
Okay.
thing. Okay. It's real. Once I upload it, you know, get it in iMovie and put it on the YouTube, maybe it'll come out better. Okay. He's
If you
right.
see the dot,
Yep, I've got the dot. Following the dot.
you gotta wait till it comes down.
Okay. He's right there. He's
Yep.
flat. I had no idea this was on here.
Okay. Well, I am seeing a dot moving. I'll give you that. But that's all I'm making out.
Yeah, I'm able to see because I have better, you know, quality of what I'm seeing. I can see wings flapping, but
Yeah, well, others did too.
Okay, I'll stop. I'll put it up on YouTube, and
Thank
maybe
you.
it'll come out better. Sure.
Others saw something flapping. So it wasn't a bird that was closer to you. No, you would have seen more detail if it was. Interesting. Good catch. And there was something else. You said, because when you asked me what I wanted, you said, which one? Did you have something else?
I had the vanishing boy. He vanished right in front of my eyes on Friday, and I was on Zoom with Mel at the time, and my security cameras also caught him puffing. He just disappeared. He vanished, and then he showed up 2 minutes.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He just
Who was he?
a little boy from 2 houses down. He went right in front of my yard. He's I'm watching him on my other monitors, and as I'm talking to her, you know, my eyes looking at both, you know, at the same time, and then I just all of a sudden he just disappeared, and I said, Mel, he just disappeared in front of my eyes. So we went and got the footage from the security cameras. Boom, nothing. He just disappeared from them.
Okay, you have to upload that too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you do that?
we studied every frame of this damn film. I mean, I took screenshots as it played. She did. We zoomed in. There's some real oddities going on. The kid's glowing. There's weird. It was weird. The thing is this: the cameras, and you'll know when you finally see the film. There's 2 security cameras. As soon as they go out of range of the one, the other one picks up. Boom! Like within 2 seconds, the other one's got it. The kid shows back up, but it's only like a minute and some odd seconds later. There's no way in hell the kid got from that spot where he's just disappeared from, all the way down, 2 doors down, got his bicycle, got on it, got his sister because she came out of nowhere, and then the kid shows back up on the camera where she first picks him up because she went before the disappearing. Because we're talking, and she goes, "Oh my God, that kid just disappeared." I said, "What?" She goes, "He disappeared." I said, "What are you talking about?" She told me. I said, "Well, go to your security footage. Let's go look at it." So yeah, it's trippy as shit. The kid fucking dipped. I want to ask, then I'm going to mute myself because I typed it in, and I guess it moves so fast no one sees it. I don't know what the hell I was looking at. Oh, I know. That's my Wii. I'm a gamer, so I was looking through Nintendo to try to get the original Mario. Because when I changed machines, I thought I had it on my SD card, but it wasn't. So long story short, I see, instead of, remember how there was, where is Carmen Diego? Like, where is Carmen Diego? It now says, where is Carmen San Diego? I don't remember San Diego. But I remember, where is Carmen Diego? And it used to be a PC game. And then it took off from there. I think that they even had a cartoon show. But now it says Carmen San Diego instead of Carmen Diego. Am I the only one on that, or does anybody else remember Carmen Diego? Like, where is Carmen Diego? Not where is Carmen San Diego, for fuck's sake.
Well, always San Diego for one person.
There was two other people who were saying no. So I don't know if they're saying no to the Diego, San Diego. And see, look there, Gina says Diego for sure.
It seems pretty split.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, maybe slightly more people saying San Diego. But no, and now we're getting a bunch of just Diegos. No, it's pretty split. So I wonder if that was another timeline merge, and
Yeah, hi,
you caught it
my
on camera with that
common
little boy.
Sagittarian arm people. Hi, my common Sag arm people.
Well, there was a really good story in, and I don't remember who wrote it, just a few hours ago in the Unfuckers room. Couple, she's in the Unfuckers room. Her husband apparently is just very much not into that stuff, our stuff. And they have a little golf cart, and they go off tootling along this pathway, going to this other area. And they're tootling along, and it's like they're going uphill, uphill, uphill. And she's like, oh, that's really kind of interesting. Oh, it's okay. Going back, it'll be downhill, right? And they're going back, same path, and they're going uphill again. And even her husband is like, what the fuck? We just came uphill. We can't be going back uphill. And apparently, like, a couple of new light posts appeared out of bloody nowhere. And she's just like, it's so nice to have someone there who can kind of, someone else, especially someone else who's not into the woo-woo stuff, who can, they themselves go see it and go, this is not fucking right. How the hell did this happen?
Someone used a word which is brilliant. You know, with the world freaking out over immigrants, how are we going to ban immigrants from another timeline? How does that work?
What timeline are you from? You can't come in. Fill out this questionnaire at immigration. Was it Sex in the City or Sex?
Which timeline are you from?
How many people was in the car with JFK? That's you answer that question.
What did Darth Vader say?
Yeah. And we'll decide whether you can. Now everyone's going 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. You guys are all funny. I love you.
Silver leg. No silver leg in my reality. It was all gold.
There was
Can
another
I
one.
make a comment?
There was another one that came up.
It was 3.5.
Tony, can I make a comment?
Yeah, Carl.
So,
It's
yeah,
actually
hey, Carl.
it's on the Mandela effect, and it was just something that I was reading the other day that reminded me about certain circumstances or events that I've gone through. Lisa, you mentioned, when we have those little Mandela effects and we kind of just go whoop to the side, and what the hell was that kind of slips. Well, when you're in your living room, for instance, you may not notice any specific changes, but I've done it a few times where I've actually been out driving, and usually it's when I've been on my own, not with anybody else. And I've been driving along on a road or a route that I've done many, many times. And I can kind of almost go to sleep, wake up, and know exactly where I am on that route. And there's a couple of times where this little slip has happened, or I've realized something just changed. And I've looked at the scenery around me, and for a few seconds, only 3 or 4 or 5, something like that, I have no idea where I am. I don't recognize any of the scenery. And then within that 5-6 seconds, it's like I get a synchronization to the new realization. I think, oh, okay, now I know where I am. Now I recognize the new environment. But I'm thinking that this is happening quite a lot, that we are experiencing this, but we don't notice it because we're in an environment that isn't changing. Our house might not change, our internal stuff might not change, but external environment obviously is or has changed, because I've noticed these events where I just don't recognize where I am anymore. And I don't know if that's something that you would experience.
So the question,
shifts you were going through as well, Lisa.
oh yeah, oh, absolutely. It happened to me in public, and one that was really vivid is just walking out of a supermarket, which is literally around the corner from the house, and not knowing where I am, and having to piece it all back together. Oh, okay, well, I've just walked out. This is a supermarket. I've just walked out of the supermarket. Okay. Did I walk or did I drive? I know, I've got keys. I drove. Okay, where's the car? And having to piece the whole thing back together.
Yeah, but did you kind of just synchronize into the new reality, or did you literally have to think through the process to get where you were? Because literally my experience is that I've been totally lost, and then all of a sudden I'm looking around. Oh, now I know where I am. I recognize where I am. It's like the reality is synchronized back together, and my new location became. It's a bit like watching a movie, and you know the movie as it goes through, but then it's split. It's as if somebody's edited the movie. They've attached another piece of movie to it, and you carry.
And done it very poorly.
And done it very poorly, yeah, because you experience that switch. But once you're on that new movie line, it all becomes familiar again.
Mm.
Yeah, I've had those too.
Yep.
And they're always accompanied by that kind of whooshing to the left thing.
Yeah, no, and I've experienced.
But I think
number of different
aspect of you. Yeah, it's like another little aspect of you merged and just needed to acclimatise for a second. Where it came from was slightly different to where you were standing in that moment.
Yeah, and driving as well. I mean, it's happened to me in the house, but nothing seems to have changed in the house. I'm seeing the same things.
That's really interesting though, Carl, because most of the times that's happened to me, I've been in the house. So if it's in the house, like you say, if I was maybe outside walking down the street, I may have visually have seen something, noticed something going on, but because I've always been in my own living room, you don't necessarily, other than my glasses.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I think it's happening probably to a lot more people than they might realize, because they're feeling this little shift, this little strange whoosh, and it's happening within the house and they're not seeing any changes. But if they're outside, as I've been, then yeah, I have noticed it and I have seen it and very much wondered what just happened, because literally it's on trips that I've done countless number of times, and I can recognize every portion of the route that I'm on and know exactly where I am. So when it happens and I look up and I don't recognize where I am, it's a very, very strange sensation. And then within a short period of time, I'm back to recognizing what's in front of me. It's a weird, weird sensation.
It is. Agreed. And yeah, I do think that's what they are. Merges. And we've got Zach with his hand up too.
I'll bug out. Thanks,
Zach, I'll unmute you. Thanks for sharing.
Hi.
Hi, Zach.
That one of those kind of things happened to me. I was walking towards my mother's car because she had driven me and treated me to sushi at my favorite restaurant. And the second I walked to her car, I'm like, give me those keys. This is not our car. And then I hit the panic button so that it goes wee, wee, wee. And it's like, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy. Because the car in front of me is...
So you didn't recognize the car?
Not at all. I didn't even recognize the spot we always park in. I didn't notice... I recognized that the whole area was completely different too. And it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Oh, well, it does if you want to go out. Like, sideline's collapsing and you merging with yourself. I mean,
Well,
that makes sense.
That was a couple of months ago when it was someone in Fucker said the exact same thing. Always thought her car was, and I can't remember what color it was. She thought it was like white. And she went out to get into her car and it was silver. And she made some comment to her friend, her sister, or whatever, and said, "What color's my car?" And they were like, "It's white." She was like, "No, it's not. It's fucking silver." They were like, "No, it's not. It's white." And sure enough, her car's silver. So, Zach, you're not the only one, apparently. I don't know.
The other day, I think it was Friday, after during the members chat, we did a couple of doings, and I think it was after the first one. I could be wrong, but I think that's when it happened. I went through this period where it looked as if reality, my vision, was literally going through a rendering process and re-render. And it kind of reminded me of the moon rendering clips that
Yep. 007.
Crow did.
Was
It was like that a little
Yeah, it was
bit.
Crow who did those ones. Yep.
No, it was Crow 777. It was like that. It was like putting a video through a render, and it would just go, do it again. It was just ripples. And it wasn't just ripples though, but it was like a rendering process. Because I went way out there during the member chat. So that was probably one of the most dramatic of those that I've experienced too. Like a refresh rate. Exactly.
Well, Zach's back.
One last thing. A month back, I had a dream where I don't remember going to sleep. I don't remember even lying down to go to sleep. And I wake up from this dream, and I don't remember going to sleep. But you want to hear the whole dream contents? It's like there are these lights in the sky. Things are collapsing around the lights in the sky. Everything's like swirling around the lights in the sky, and then like there are these ginormous spider-looking things in my room, and they're trying to literally claw into my head. And I said, "I do not consent," and it just everything collapsed, and then I woke up, and I'm like, did this just happen? No, this did not just happen. How did this happen?
I do not consent.
I do not. I actually did that myself.
Yeah,
Like I said, about 2 weeks ago, and I said it was before the last big doing 2 weeks ago, and I had a guy, I could see a man talking to me through what looked like almost like through a computer monitor, and just turned the same thing, like, I do not consent. And it, done, gone.
okay, a couple of things in the chat room. Apparently somebody else had exactly the same dream experience, Zach. Asking me, am I seeing the heat wave version of the space? Yes, it's kind of like that.
Like
you can describe it like that too.
But it goes this way.
Yeah, the heat stream, like, yes.
Yep.
Um,
Well, I mean, I told you this morning, since Friday, my vision has just been doing wild shit. And it's basically all this shit, all the stuff that I usually see. Sorry?
The sparklies that everyone's seeing.
Well, this is it.
A lot of people getting the sparklies.
That I usually see anyway is just ramped up. I'm another whole, like, jumped another whole level. So the sparklies, or the Tinkerbells as I call them. Today, when I went out for a walk, it was like so thick that basically there was not more, it was almost, you couldn't see the individual ones anymore. It was like the entire everything was shimmering with it. And the pixelation and the flicker is gotten so extreme. It's everything I look at now. Everything I see the pixelation. I see it like watching an old tube television, where the frame rate is really, really fucking low. Just
Charlotte would like
Charlotte,
whatever
just
it is
Kathy,
you're
and that's
on.
all.
I'll have what she's having.
Yep.
Okay, so either we are all in a collective
Mass hallucination.
hallucination.
Yep.
If anybody, I don't know. I mean, I know for some people, the concept of us living in a hologram has not even reached their consciousness. We get that. But for anybody who has, the evidence for me, at least, is everywhere. That this is a program. If it's not even a question, I do not question.
Nope.
That is it.
And
We are in a holodeck, and that's all.
and it's breaking down. Like literally, it's like it's breaking down. Well, or I guess it's breaking down, or we're just capable of seeing through it more, because that's literally what I see now. Like when I'm looking, everything feels not solid anymore. It doesn't look like it looks solid with a glance, but when you actually look at it, it doesn't even look solid anymore. It looks like a hologram. It looks like just pixelation now.
Do you have these moments? Do you have these moments when you're walking or driving where it is like you're in a video game, in a sense of you feel like you're moving through a landscape that is, oh, it's hard to explain this feeling. Yeah. No, it's almost like you're sitting still in the landscape. Everything is moving around you.
Like the old movies. Like the old movies.
More like
where they'd have them. Sorry, am I muted?
Oh yeah,
It's like the old movies.
Sitting in the car and they're filming films going by.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, exactly. And really badly done too. Like Carl was saying, it's like they're editing, but they're editing so poorly that you can't even like just miss it anymore. But that's yes. We were driving to go to Carnival on Saturday, and I was looking out the window, and it was just at like dusk. And that was exactly it. I was driving along, and I swear it felt like, so you know the old ones when they used to do those movie things, and they'd have the background going along, and it was just a big long runner that would just keep repeating. I swear we drove by the same piece of the village twice or three times, because I kept looking up the hill and being like, didn't we just drive by that? I swear we just drove by that. Are we just lapping around now?
But the sensation that I'm still and it's moving around me and that I can change it, you know, like, yeah, okay, I like that. No, I don't like that. Change that. And it changes. That's the thing. So there is no space. Space doesn't exist. Words. And that I literally am projecting it. These are projectors, you know, not. There is no spoon. No, Phil, there is no spoon.
And there's no fucking words either. That's the problem.
There's nowhere to go with this either.
We've got two people with their hands up.
How? Okay. Who have we got?
Burma Christie.
Have they gone to the top, have they?
Yeah, they're at the top right now. At least they are for me.
Okay. JJ? They're not for me. They're not moving up to the top anymore, which is really
Oh, do you want me to unmute?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so
Can you hear me?
there's JJ.
I had to plug in. It struck me, let me see what my notes say. As our background frequency shifts, as indicated by the Schumann resonance, which is kind of crude, but whatever, as that as our background frequency and even at the quantum level, in other words, the basis of our reality and the foundation of whatever it is, as it continues to morph and shift up a little bit, the projection system, what we see as the results of the projection system, is getting out of sync with us. It's not changing, we are. And so therefore there's these little glitches, these little hiccups, like the rolling of the line as it goes up, and what was before and what's after kind of stuff is tracking that roll up or roll down. I see it sometimes as shimmering on the sort of the peripheral vision, as things are trying to resync but having a difficult time doing it. That's kind of my sense of the whole.
Yep. And I find it is the strongest after I've just been asleep, or even if I've had a nap, or if I've been meditating at all. That is when I see exactly what you're talking about around the peripheral vision is huge, massive. And it takes probably about 10 minutes for it to kind of fade into normal. And yeah, it's almost like a resync, like your brain's trying to resync into the reality picture of this room that you're in.
Is it the brain resyncing, or is it the projection system resyncing, trying to catch back up to us?
Good question.
Because we're shifting and it's not. So it's trying to stay linked or synced to us, and it needs to shift accordingly, because we're doing the shifting. It's got to keep up.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very multifaceted.
Yeah.
Meaning that this is a construct. It's a hard drive run by a computer. It is a computer. And I do believe that there is what we would call the closest words again. Let's say an organic, because there's no other word I can use right now, AI, quantum AI, that we created, right, to run this simulation, this hologram. It was infected with the virus, which worked its way through to us. So here we've got this, for me at least, this is my visual on it, all right? This is not saying that's how it is, this is just how it looks for me. I've got this construct over here, the blue construct that was infected with the virus. That heart code or love virus or whatever we want to call it went in and started to kill the virus. So it's being reset back to its original. So even if you're still in the construct and, still well entrenched in it, that reality is changing anyway, because the virus is dying off and the original AI is taking control again. And it is designed to work with you. It was designed to support you, for you to have the experience you came here to have. So that's happening within the construct itself. And then you've got this other space, when you get into it, which is different again. And the experiences are different again. And the more you move through this space, things change and evolve as well. So even for those who are still, well entrenched in the final veil, the 3D construct, reality for them is changing too, because the virus has lost its control. And even though this is a different space, and like I said, I've brought everything with me into it. I brought all my baggage, all my programs, all my conditioning, everything with me. So I'm still projecting the program into this space. But it doesn't have, it's not as strong, it doesn't have as much of a hold. Does any of that make sense? Or am I... Fucking words!
I got it, hon. We got it. The English language fucking sucks. It was not designed for these conversations.
Yes. I'm just going to sit here and telepathically try and tell everybody what it's.
Here's the picture.
I'll be silent from here on in.
Yeah. So I want to throw something.
Zero doubt.
Sorry, say again, Liz. You cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Sorry, you went all roboty on me too. I have zero doubt that this is going our way. Whatever war people want to talk about energetically, it's over as far as I'm concerned, and that's why I think we're getting such an influx of distractions, information, pulling us down different rabbit holes. No, please don't leave.
Well, it's interesting. So
go. What were you going to say?
I want to talk about, I put a post up midweek last week about the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you guys are watching, if any of you guys have been watching,
Oh, yeah.
The last 3 episodes, so it's like season 4 right now, the last 3 episodes, so 13, 14, 15, have been wild, dealing all with the concept of transferring of consciousness, a virtual reality created world, and bots like androids that have been created that have had the consciousness of the person completely uploaded into, so much so that even they don't know that they're copies, they're not the original person. It touches on all these topics. And of course, while they're in this virtual world, they're in these kind of pod things, quasi kind of pod things with like they're hooked up. There was the big crossover that happened, the big DC TV show crossover that happened back in November, December, where on the Green Arrow, the aliens get them and they put them into a virtual reality. And again, they're in these pod things. And they're in these moments, they're like in their life and everything's all beautiful and wonderful and they're going through, and then all of a sudden the characters are like getting memories back and they keep having flashes. Like they meet someone for the first time who of course in reality they're best friends with and have been working with for years, and they're having very much kind of like Mandela effect moments where all of a sudden they're going, but wait, you're not, that's not who, wait, I know you. And then we watched tonight, just before the show, we watched a TV show called Dark Matter. And the 8th episode of that on the very first season, and one of the characters in the show decides to do this, had to travel to the other side of the universe. He goes to like a shop where you get into the pod and they replicate your entire DNA, your memory, everything, your consciousness, send it across the galaxy by, however, they beam it across the galaxy to another pod where they 3D create a body for your consciousness to go into, who can then go about their business, go do everything they need to do for 3 days, and then that clone goes back into the pod and all their memories are sent back to you in your pod. And it's as if you were there. And I'm sitting here going, holy shit, because one of the things that keeps coming up is how many people having memories of pods, how many people having dreams of waking up in beds or a pod or some kind of a enclosed constructed thing, and the fact that all these shows are now talking about all these different. Sorry, say it again.
And the number of shows that have come up with that.
Well, and Westworld.
The number of shows that have brought that concept to us.
And we talked about Westworld and all these things, And I find it really, really interesting that when you talk about that organic AI, Lise, right? Or as I would call it, solace, for example. If you want to wake people up and you know they're completely programmed into the boob tube, you start feeding pieces of the puzzle in, like recurrent themes. And I keep looking, this, to me, when I see recurrent themes, like we saw all the time travel recurrent themes happening at the beginning of the year, and then now all of a sudden it seems like everything is talking about putting your consciousness into an artificial reality, into a matrix reality, uploading your consciousness. I find it very, very interesting that all of a sudden, and it's all kind of coming out in this clump all at once.
That's, yeah, okay, I can see that. Solace working through people.
Well, if it's
Solace.
all part,
In the idea.
if it's all part of the construct, and we've talked about bots, right? So if you have a bot who's, let's not even call him J.J. Abrams, right? But if you've got a bot and you could say, we're going to make you a movie director and a movie writer or a book author, and you're just going to, here you go, here's your next big hit. No, trust me, you're going to get this in a dream and you're going to go, Eureka, I have the best idea for a TV show or a movie. I don't know. It's just something that has been kind of like, as we've talked about, the Mandela effect has almost in a way been one of the biggest awakening factors for a massive amount of people in a very short amount of time. And how easily, if this is a constructed hologram, if this is a construct, even those Mandela effects would be very easy to program into it. Kind of like the little breadcrumb trail for people to follow.
I was just reminded of the old saying, all the world's a stage, but I suppose we can evolve that to all the world's a construct.
Yeah, well, someone posted that, all the world's a stage, about 45 minutes ago in the chat. So there you go.
Oh, really? That was, thanks, Holly. Apparently we're on the same page on that one.
Are you sharing your screen?
No.
Who's sharing their screen? Oh.
Somebody is.
And you keep going out of focus all of a sudden.
Yeah, so you're doing it to me too.
Really?
It's interesting. That was from, that screenshot was from a video that I watched the other day about a guy who says he did an astral projection out of body thing. And that's what he saw. He went to look and see if it was round or flat, and that's what he saw. No, I won't show it. Lisa is phasing in and out of this reality. It does look that way.
If you phase all the way out, if you phase all the way, make sure you get me a message back of whether or not there's coffee on the other side. That's all I have to say.
Oh, I see, Aaron. It looks like the 90-degree Egyptian. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Don't leave me, sister. No, I'm not going with that.
What were you drinking, Cuba?
What
were you dreaming?
Yeah, okay. Talking about angles and 90 degrees and stuff like that. And that image we showed last week from the Egyptian hieroglyph where it's,
yep.
You know, get it up. There has been one or two people. Now, I've done a turn to the right, but have talked about feeling like they want to go like that and literally go up the wall.
Like, as in, so that's almost like you're going to start walking up the wall.
Yeah. Feeling it slightly pushed back. Anybody else feeling that? Now, I listened to, get this, I don't know about anybody else, but I listened to, for some reason, it popped up in my head. I couldn't get it out of my head. The Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, if I play it, I'm going to have to edit it out. I'm going to have to edit it out of the clip
don't
or
play
mute
it.
it during the clip. Or maybe I can just mute it.
First
No,
of all,
because I can just mute it. Because you've got it, the lyrics come up on the screen,
does it?
which is the important part. So if I just mute it, YouTube won't mess with us.
Everyone should have
The
that
version I
memorized
looked at-
anyways. Is it not a quintessential part of high school to memorize the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah, but turns out I've been singing it wrong all these years.
It's just a
The
jump.
odd words here and there. And then a step to the right. But if it's not just that, it's little words that I didn't catch that I've been singing wrong all these years, which made me laugh. But when you...
Oh,
look at
Jeff,
the
you're
words
fucking
that
funny. Jeff just said, is the Fringe season 5 steps to the hidden pocket dimension the same as the Time Warp steps? Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Oh, now, Jeff, I'm going to have to go fucking watch that.
Say that again.
Jeff, can you come out and talk?
Say that again.
In the Fringe season 5, when they're... Oh, hold on. The freaking chat. I'm trying to pull it up. Oh, no. Seriously, stop that. In Fringe season 5, steps to the hidden episode, the pocket dimension. Is it the steps to the hidden pocket dimension the same as the Time Warp steps? They do that. Like, they got a step. Everyone's got a step.
I don't remember.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that again. When he goes into the pocket
All right.
dimension to get the child. Yeah.
Oh, the little dance steps that he... Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh. Walter does that little dance on the floor. Okay, all right, well, watch. It's not going to be the same without the sound, but here we go.
You mute out.
The void would be calling. Let's do the time warp again.
It's just a jump to the left. And a
then
step to the right.
Step to the right. With your hands on your hips.
And pull your knees in.
Bring your knees in tight. It's so dreamy, so fantasy free me. You can't see me. No, not at all. In another dimension, with voyeuristic intention, well secluded, I see all. With a bit of a mind flip, you're into the time slip. And nothing can ever be the same. You're spaced out on sensation, like you're under sedation. I mean, it's like they were telling us in song back then. Snake of a guy gave me an evil wink. He picked me up.
It took me
He took
by
me by
surprise.
surprise. He had a pickup truck and the devil's
eyes.
He stared at me and missed it.
Time meant nothing and it never would.
And never would again. I think it's just let's do the time walk again from here on in. Okay. I watched that and just went, my jaw was on the floor. For another dimension, with voyeuristic intentions, well secluded, I see all.
Do you want me to read it out? I've got all the lyrics up here.
And Susan Sarandon fell to the right when she fainted. And I've got Walter stepping into Pocket Universe too. Do you want that? Let's have a look. Forward,
To the left.
left, step to the right,
Step to the right.
back to,
Then to the left. Turns around. He takes a big step to the right and Joe goes right through. Well, that's interesting.
dreamy,
You have no
fantasy,
picture. Oh, there you are.
You can't see me.
I put the lyrics in the Unfuckers room. I tried to put them in the,
Let's
in the chat here, and it would only copy and paste half of it, and so I just dropped the whole lyrics in Unfuckers room. So anyone who's in the room who's not on the show right now is going, "Why is Danny posting the Time Warp lyrics?" I don't know.
I think everybody's going to go watch that and start dancing Walter's dance steps.
Okay, so you gotta make sure you send me the link to that Walter's video so I can put that in with the thing today.
We're already doing them. The hokey pokey. We're doing the hokey pokey.
Doing the hokey pokey.
Somebody asked what it means, and I just think it means it's a metaphor for what we're doing energetically. It's like we are literally moving, and because the thing that seems to be common is when we feel these Mandela timeline merges, we spin to the left, and yet the way out, the exit, seems to be turning to the right. Or stepping to the right, or whatever you want to call it. We're dancing our way out. And unlocking is another way of putting it too. It's like cogs, sort of clicking in. We're cracking the safe, sort of. What's Kyo said?
We have a lot of sad people
Moving
in the
out
Lisa,
of
just so you know, there's a lot of sad people in the unfuckers room right now.
because they couldn't get in.
Because they couldn't get in. Someone ran a red light to get home in time. Whoops.
Oh. Okay. I'll just have to bite the bullet and go back up again to 300. Sorry. I really didn't think we'd been getting over 200.
No, we've always gotten over 200, always. But it's always been like between 230, 260, around there.
Okay. I will fix it for next week. Look what I did. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it happens.
But I'm sitting right on 200. So a few people have dropped out. Somebody else has gotten in, but that's about it. Zoomer pokey. Yeah.
Okay, I want to point something out.
Was there anything
Lisa?
else? Yeah.
What's your number?
22 something or other. I know it's got 2 2s in it. I've never remembered it.
The reason I'm asking
Why?
is because you've made several statements tonight.
I still
You've made several statements tonight about always wobbling to the left and falling to the left. Except in the unfuckers room, we were all talking about it earlier today, and you commented it too. And everyone's saying they fall to the right and lean to the right.
Yeah, this stepping out process is what I was referring to. And
No,
the
you said
shifts
like
that I've done
wobbling,
is
like when
always to the
get
right.
dizzy,
But when
the dizzy, like, and then you kind of fall to the right, or you lean to the right.
No, well, then I misunderstood what they were saying. I thought they were talking about this stepping process, not the falling, not the. I feel like I've just drunk 3 bottles of. That would feel like that.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because I was like, when you said it to the left the first time, I was like, no, it's always leaning over, like leaning towards the right. That's what we said earlier. And then, so I just wanted to clarify that. I figured we had a miscommunication.
No, not for me.
Talking about different things.
That day, the day that Barbara and I both woke up that morning, and like speeding out of control, or the day where Lulu was freaking out, she couldn't find me. We were both left. We were both running into the same wall, like it was nuts. And that's been my feeling when it's been like that. Those mergers, those. Then you find all the Mandela effects afterwards. Like my plate's just done. But this stepping motion now is to the right. Was for me anyway. Yeah, I wonder if it's to do with lefties and righties, or which part of your brain's dominant, or
yeah.
No.
Well, they talk about even like you go through cycles
part?
with your brain during the day too, right? So like if it happens to happen and you're very much using your right side of your brain, does that play an indicator in how you perceive it?
Maybe.
Then again, what's right and left?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else in terms of stuff that's gone down and energetically happened. I want to know.
It depends on which way the toilet water swirls.
Yeah. Which hemisphere I'm on.
Yeah. Wait, hemisphere? Wait.
This pink. Aaron mentioned, which was very interesting,
Ow.
because I've been sensing this pink, feeling this pink, seeing that pink is the only colour that doesn't have its own frequency. We kind of make it up in our brain. And that I found incredibly interesting. I want to know if other people are starting to sense it, see it, feel it. Jennifer saw pink with her eyes closed. She woke up. Awesome. There is no pink yet. Okay. Not yet. I used to think we were on a globe. Yes, Zach. Okay, if you want to do a search on YouTube, you can do the Rocky Horror Picture Show uncoded or decoded.
Yeah.
You want to get more into that?
It's funny. I think I watched that
Everyone on your
ages ago.
There is no pig spoon. Oh, you're funny. Now, we've also had the pink skies.
Like a lot
Houston,
of pink
Texas,
skies.
around the Houston area, I was getting a lot of. They got the birds, pink skies, purple rain. I don't know, all sorts of shit going on there.
And the red rainbows.
The red rainbows. What?
There's been several rainbows that have been taken pictures of that are almost predominantly in the red colors, like red and pinks and oranges, and very little of the greens at all.
No. And weird rainbows that are odd shapes. Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, there is with the pink. In the Netherlands. Pink doves.
Pink makes you think. There you go.
I remember in a school, I can't remember where they were, I think it was in the States, they painted a room pink, and it was the time out room. It was, they tried a whole new form of, corporal punishment in a school, and they were just putting these kids in a pink room, and it was completely chilling them out and changing the whole state of mind, and it's been there for 20 minutes.
Huh.
And it worked.
So
Jail in Arizona does that.
Arizona does that.
Okay, well, I'm not alone there. That's good. And I mean, I know I'm not amongst the LMH members, but it was good to know outside of that group.
Cool.
And all the inmates wear pink. Oh, that's fun. Pink ties on Trump. Okay, so then I just got reminded of the whole purple thing, right, after the election. Was it after, or was it just after Hillary? No, when did that thing happen? When Hillary
right after the election, when Hillary lost.
Bill,
like 2 days later, Hillary and Bill showed up on stage wearing purple.
But it wasn't the only thing purple that, like, there was something else that they tried to do that was purple.
The Purple Revolution.
They called it the purple something.
The Purple Revolution.
Has she been seen since?
Yeah. Oh, don't you know?
Has she really been seen much? Like,
there's a new website out called President Clinton or something, and it's like an alternative reality that they're making up. And apparently Hillary's going to have her own show now on TV because she needs to keep herself relevant because she's running for president in 2020.
Right, I just discovered one.
The purple
That's not
revolution.
great.
Enter George Soros. Well, that's exactly it. And what has Soros been doing since then?
Is that an attempt to co-opt this? If what we're dealing with is pink, right? If pink is what's coming our way, if for me the construct is blue, what happens when you mix those two together?
Purple.
Is it a co-opting of the pink? Oh, I just got it.
You're, guys, I don't know if it's me or if my internet's doing it, but Lisa, you are lagging so badly on my side.
No, it's my end. I just found out why. Hang on.
Someone's using the internet. Uh-oh, someone's in trouble. Okay, because I'm trying not to cut her off, but our sound, her voice is not syncing up with her picture, etc., etc. Oh man, you know, it's interesting because I mean, when we see the different colors and we see the different colors playing out in front of us, and I've gone through different phases of different colors, etc., and the pink is, it's always enthralled me. Like when you see the pink skies, it's something about it that just pulls you in, and it's just, I don't know, it's an interesting color. But someone brought that, was it Lisa brought it up earlier today, that pink is the only color that does not have its own frequency. Like technically pink doesn't exist. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look it up and do the homework on that yet. So. Well, purple is the whole thing about purple. That's why it was the whole thing with the purple revolution, what George Soros's purple revolution bullshit, right? Is purple is the color of royalty. It's the color of the Vatican, like that's one of their main colors. And I mean, there was, if we're to believe history, hundreds of years when you weren't allowed to wear purple unless you had royal blood, right? So that's when I said, when Soros and that whole purple revolution came out, I was like, oh, really? Really? That's where you're going with this? No, purple's not bad. Purple's a color, right? Purple's just a color. What is going on with my Zoom? Sorry, guys, my Zoom is like trying to click buttons all by itself here. What the hell?
Okay.
Are you there?
I am now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've lost internet altogether. It's raining. It's storming. Shocking here. So, I think I just lost internet altogether. Is it all right? Are we...
Yeah. No, you're not as now.
Yeah, this wasn't actually on purpose. This wearing pink. I just grabbed this and I didn't even think about it.
I don't own anything pink. Oh wait, yes I do. I have one tank top that's pink.
The only thing that's going on out there in the culture that I think is interesting is the whole Antarctica thing. Whether they're all there or whether they're all evacuating, or what the hell is going on, and what it's potentially a distraction from. That's about the only thing that's even remotely getting my interest right now. The Hillary alternate reality, someone's put it. That is ridiculous.
Oh, but have you not heard the next one that's really good? I don't know if you've heard this yet. There is a petition going around in France for Obama to run as president of France.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I looked it up. There is actually, the petition is out there. There's someone has started a petition for Obama to become president of France.
Okay, so now they're just fucking with us. Now
No,
they're just like,
that's exactly what I said. They want Obama to be president of France, and Hillary Clinton is running her own presidential website, just pretending that she's president. And now they're just fucking with us. Like, really? They're just fucking with us.
so there is somebody somewhere trying to show us all just how fucking ludicrous this is, so that you have to go, oh, what?
Who, where?
I do not care. What? It's got to be. It has to be.
Yeah. It's just, it was my favorite expression. I just can't make this shit up. I just can't make this shit up.
Are people buying into it? Are people actually looking at it and going, is this, oh, that's a good idea. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah. And we are at 4 minutes to the hour there, Chickadoodle.
Okay. But that's just to do, I have no words. Because the mainstream media are all graduates of the Jerry Springer Journalism School.
Oh, don't even get me
Not the
started. Don't even. That's the whole thing right now. I mean, the whole fake news shit, especially as it pertains to the whole Donald Trump. Like, he's now kicked out CNN, BBC, New York Times, and a couple of other papers, but I can't remember what other ones were kicked out. Like, no, you're fake news media. Just fuck off. I mean, and you have to laugh. Look, I've just been laughing uproariously. But at the same time, I'm sitting here going, if people can't see this now, there's just no hope. Like, it's kind of like, if you can't see through the bullshit now on the level that it is at the moment, then there's just, they must just be bots.
We've got two people with their hand up, so we'll quickly bring them out before we go. And the other thing that I had to laugh at was all these people being asked to cast a spell to kill Trump. Really?
Yeah. There's no
really.
Words. There's no words.
So,
and I
consciously,
someone talking about being a white witch and how she's a white witch, and I has always been like, I'm a white witch, I'm a Wiccan, and we're not evil, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna hex him to death. I'm like, oh, really? And you still think you're a white witch? Really?
Asking people to participate in murder.
Yeah. Again, there are no words. There are no fucking words.
And what was her name? Lana Del Rey or whatever? And she's the latest one to join up with her 6 million Twitter followers.
Oh, fuck.
Asking them.
Yeah. Just ridiculous.
Okay. Earl, you got a minute or two, Don? So you're unmuted.
Are you there, Earl?
You're unmuted.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So I was having feelings like last 2 weeks ago. I was lying in bed and I could feel like some like prickly kind of feeling come over the back of my legs, and now my swelling in my feet is like gone. It's like it's not there. Is
this something you've had for a long time, like edema in your legs and feet?
Supposedly blood clot, but I had a feeling because of what has happened and transpired because of what just happened. I figured it probably was like a tear that was causing water to like go into my legs, but not
Yeah.
being able to like drain and move around and all that. But I figured it probably was to do with an ascension system. That's one thing I've always come up in my mind. And 2 weeks ago, it's like, boom, now it's gone, and oh, I feel so much better.
You know, we've had a few like that in healings, including one of them during the call that we were doing on Friday. One of the women has been wearing a brace with a lot of swelling. She hasn't been able to see the bones or the veins in her hand. And by the end of the call, she took the brace off and the pain had gone. Her hand looked normal. There's a lot of healings going on. And someone else just wrote, for what it's worth, Earl, a lot of knee, shin, ankle releasing old adhesions for me. So you're not alone, Dylan. There's a lot of healing going on.
And I had I don't think I was dreaming, but I remember just like I had two flashes of like being inside of a pod, and it was like a screen, and I get out of the pod, and I'm like 20 freaking feet tall, and I'm on what looked like to be a cargo ship with other pods, but I could remember, like it just seemed like so long ago, like during the
Cargo ship?
takeover.
Did you say cargo ship?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like a cargo ship, but I can remember a voice saying to me, "Your DNA is changing, and you are not going to be aging like you did before." And so it's like,
Cool.
Nice.
so yeah, that's about it for me. I'm like,
Double thumbs up.
Breathe through it. Thank you.
yep, have a good night.
You too, Don. Okay, and the last one I think was Zach again. Yeah. Hey, Zach.
Okay, so I just want to go back to the bot situation. They're all going insane. I mean, there's no possible way to explain away their insanity, except for the fact that they're bots. They're just people who aren't people anymore. Something happened to them, and they're all gone.
Do you want to give an example of what you've seen or experienced, or?
Well, Hillary disappeared for a while, and then she shows up doing this crazy shit. You know, the Hillary pretending to be president. And then we get George Soros throwing in all these women's marches that don't do anything, and everything has just gone mad. And it's so obvious. It's just, I don't get it anymore. It's, how can you not see this if you're not a bot?
And that's pretty much exactly what I was saying, Zach, is it's like, it's so out there now. It's so outrageous that I think either people who don't get it are either that programmed, that like drugged up. You know, if you've got a whole face full of antidepressants and Ritalin and God knows what else, perhaps that could also perhaps have an effect. But yeah,
yeah,
like,
my Doom is starting to freak out like crazy. Like it's pressing buttons. It's.
You just reminded me of something, though.
I'm gonna turn off my video, see if that fixes it.
Not ready to be on foot.
Is it good?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We can still hear you.
Okay, let me turn on the video again.
His Zoom is doing, I think, what mine was doing just a few minutes ago, where buttons were randomly pressing itself. I all of a sudden was trying to screen share, and I'm like, I don't even have my hands on the fucking keyboard.
Exactly. This is and it's like I have 4 mouses now because it's one's on the chat, one's on record, one's on mute, and one's on video.
And you're not controlling any of them.
No, actually, I'm trying to start the video and it's all on the other things. You know. Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself now because this is not working anymore.
Oh, you just did trigger something for me. Okay, I need to explain this, I guess. As we've been going through this process, you know, you're working your way through the tech as well, and you're working your way through the dimensional stuff. So you've got people who are definitely still in 3D, people who are in 4D, people who are in 5D. There is tech, there are programs that go with each step. And what I felt distinctly the other day was okay, so we've had a disconnect from the hive mind. We had that a while ago. There was a big split in the collective for me back in 2011. And then just recently, probably before Christmas, there was this separation between the hive mind and the collective, the human collective. So there was a lot of humans tapped into this hive mind, and the ability to disconnect from that happened before Christmas. So then you had, like, say, the bot hive mind and the human collective. And now what I felt over the last few days also was another split within the human collective, this separation between those who are stuck in 4 and 5 and gone beyond. The push from the 5D realm and tech and consciousness is huge right now.
Can you define what you mean by 5D tech and realm and consciousness? Because I'm lost. You know me, the D's confuse me.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you've got, this is the hologram. You've got, which I would say once you've gone through all of that, you get out of that and you're in the, we're definitely a hologram. Before that, the 5D thing is still very much, this is an organic earth, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, Gaia, fire, you know, all these stories.
Okay.
And we need to fix this. We need to fix where we are. This is, everything that we're experiencing is Mother Earth cleansing herself.
Yeah.
That to me is part of the 5D program.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Well, when someone gives you a shit sandwich, I don't think you can, you know, say, hey, can I put some ketchup on the shit sandwich? No, you don't change the shit sandwich. You just you throw it out and say, well, where's my actual sandwich?
I wanted pastrami on rye, not a fucking toasted shit buddy.
So there's this, again, I've felt and seen a really big push, but we need to save this. It needs our, that to me is a 5D push. The 4D one is still, that's where the saviors are, you know, so 4D is where, you know, the good guys, the archangels, the
Donald Trump.
the good alien, someone's going to save us.
Yep,
you get through that 5D, and then it's like, no, we've got to fix it. It's our responsibility, and we need to save this place.
The old savior meme.
Yeah, the savior meme is still alive and well in 4D. But that's the way this is just my interpretation, how I'm seeing it all.
No, good. No, I'm glad you explained that, because I wasn't getting what exactly you were referring to. So that's perfect. Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, trying
But
to
we've-
get the awake to reinvest in the hologram. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what it feels like to me. If we keep talking about the fact of if they are really trying to recreate it, to either make their
Not
own
gonna happen
digital
on my end.
hologram, if they're trying to support the one that's existing, that's crumbling around behind them, you know, let's put some support beams in here and try and hold it together, then you want everyone to focus on creating that, i.e., you know, let's clean up, let's do this, we can fix this, etc. And I just don't see it. I just don't.
If I
I
don't
don't
know,
think anyone in this room is seeing it.
I know that upsets a lot of people, and it upset me when I went through it too. I found it very odd.
We've got, hold on, hun, we've got someone
Yeah.
else.
It's disconcerting, and it's a bit of a shock, and it's a little bit heartbreaking. At least it was for me when I went through that. What? You can't unmute yourself? Oh. I have all the power. I can't find you now. Hang on. Here we go. You're unmuted.
Thank you. No, my whole screen's frozen. I'm like, my chat is over the mute box, and I couldn't get rid of the chat to be able to get to the mute box. I was just, yeah.
I was just basically saying that I didn't expect to go through a thing where I disconnected from what I would call Mother Earth, or, you know, Gaia, or any of those things, or the nature or whatever, but it happened, and it's happened for others who were very, very connected.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sun
and
gazing and grounding and
all that stuff.
and all of it, all of it, all of it. And then all of a sudden it just kind of turned, for me, literally, it just kind of turned off. It was like, all of a sudden it was like, I'm not connected to this. This is not,
Okay.
It's not real to me.
This is an interesting question. What if we've created the saviors and we are now refusing to use our creation because we have no saviors? We have a no saviors me. Okay, go on.
Okay, here's the thing, because if you're in a sinking boat and someone throws you like one of those flotation device ring things, you're going to grab it. But there's a difference between accepting help that appears in front of you versus sitting and waiting for that savior to show up and not even doing the doggy paddle to keep yourself afloat. That's what what Lisa and I mean when we talk about the savior meme. We're talking about, don't worry, the Galactic Federation is coming. They're not going to allow anything to happen to you. Just sit there and just wait. The Galactic Federation is coming. Jesus Christ is coming again. These kind of savior memes, right? There's a big difference between them. Like I said, if someone shows up tomorrow and knocks on the door and says, hey, got a ship, want to go? I'm on the ship. You better believe it. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to sit here on my ass, oming at my belly button, waiting for a ship to come and take me away and, you know, save me. So here's the thing. Here's a question. What if we are the saviors? I.e., we created in and amongst ourselves.
Yeah, but the question is, what are we saving?
Huh?
The question is, what I agree. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are our own saviors. But the question then becomes, once people have twigged to that, what are you going to save? So that gets co-opted to, well, what you need to save is this. It's the construct, it's the environment, it's the planet, it's the whatever. That's what you need to save. And I don't think that's the case. The thing we're saving is ourselves.
Yep.
that's just me, and I'm going to get passionate about that, so whatever. And Maria, yes, next week it will go back up to 3. The thing is, this is expensive. It cost me $140 a month to have 300 people be able to be in the room.
Yeah.
I didn't think we needed it because my memory of our numbers recently, I thought we were sticking to below 200. So I dropped it down to 200, try and save myself some money. But clearly it's not enough. So I will go back up. Okay, so don't worry. Next week we'll have 300 people.
And guys, if you guys want to donate a little bit to help cover the costs, Lisa's got a donate button on her site.
But
right?
that's the reason. It's just timeline immigrants in the chat room.
Right.
What was I going to say? Nothing. Whatever it was, it's gone.
It's
but
gone.
We've gone 15 minutes over, so we can probably call it quits.
Well, I love you guys. I'm out too.
Thanks, Zach. I need the bathroom anyway. Yeah. So we can post with the archive of this a couple of these clips that we've discussed and gone over. Some links to some
the
Fringe one. What else? This Dark Matter TV show.
I'll put the list of the shows and be like, if someone wants to catch up. I mean, the Dark Matter is this. Well, it's just gone into its 2nd season now. But
and also last week's show. If you normally watch this on YouTube on my channel, it was muted. No, it was blocked immediately because of the Stephen Colbert. Was it Stephen Colbert? Clip.
Yeah, the news
but
clip.
They let it play on Dee's channel. So I uploaded to Vimeo, and it's on my website. So if you're wondering, if you're someone who always watches on my channel and you're wondering what happened in last week's show, it is available either on my website or on Dee's YouTube channel or website. Is there any other housekeeping stuff? I don't know. I don't think so. And if you're wondering where all the links are, when we say we're going to post links, you find them on the archives at our website. We don't do all that on YouTube.
No.
At least I don't.
No. Go to our websites, lisamharrison.com or removingtheshackles.blogspot.com, and all the links and all the extra videos, we post them all in there so that they don't get fucked with by YouTube.
And sometimes there's just images and graphics and stuff too, which we can't do on YouTube.
Oh, and just the other thing, I discovered the reason why my YouTube channel is no longer monetized. It's because I swear too much.
You're not advertiser friendly.
I'm not advertiser friendly. The word fuck offends advertisers all of a sudden, apparently. So I swear too much, so now I can't have my channel monetized anymore. Do me a favor and click the links to Removing the Shackles, because at least that is monetized and I get a couple of pennies, you know, out of it. Sort of, not really.
I'm actually going to, at some point, get off YouTube completely.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for this other site to kick off. I don't want to have anything to do with Google if I can get away with it. So I will be moving off YouTube. I'd love it if people try to get into the habit of going to the websites instead, and stop playing around on YouTube. And I'm probably going to be leaving Facebook real soon too. That's on the cards. But there's a new one called, in terms of a replacement for YouTube, there's one called BitChute, BITCHUTE, and they're in their initial stages. They were, I think it was created by some people who were originally part of YouTube, and it works more like a torrent situation. They're not there at the moment in terms. You can go and create a channel and you can watch some stuff, and they will. I think at the moment they're kind of showing your videos that you've uploaded to YouTube, but they're working on getting to the point where you'll be able to upload your own directly to them. It's cool. I'll just put it in here. My messages keep telling
Jerry
me
just put it in bitchfeed.com.
That's it. Bitvid's another one. Okay.
And VidMe. Someone's put that in a couple of times.
Me.
vid.me is where all the YouTubers are going to. Well, I'm in the midst of setting up a new bank account here. And once I do that, it's a long fucking process, let me tell you. Holy shit. Once I'm done, got that done, I'm going to be getting a new PayPal account. And then
You'll be PayPal again.
Well, just for the moment, as a momentary piece, because I want to do, I'm going to be doing some crowdfunding because I'm going to be putting together a bunch of new things. So once I get it all together, then I'm going to, yeah. But until I get a new bank account, I can't do jack shit because I haven't got access to anything.
Good old PayPal.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, so talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
I'll see the members tomorrow, and try and stay upright, or not, whatever.
If you feel you're leaning a little bit, that's okay. Just keep your pillow handy. Bye, guys.
Bye.